Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Raluca Sandu. For those of you who are new here, we are discussing about my book, The Purpose of Life and the A.D.A.T Theory. A.D.A.T comes from awareness, decision, ability, and talent. And it's all about how to overcome your circumstances through art. The fifth chapter here is the what-if theory. So it includes two theories, the A.D.A.T and the what-if theory. But the what-if theory comes a little bit from the CBT therapy, like cognitive behavioral therapy concept. So it's a bit more popular, I guess. I will try to be a little. I'll try to make things briefly, to discuss briefly about two chapters, the fifth and the sixth chapter. And the point is that in the bonus chapter I made, we discussed about seeking harbor and going towards the positive goals and having purpose and all that. And here in the fifth chapter, we are going to discuss those possibilities. I mean, there's the what if positive and the what if negative. And that's why certain people go towards, let's say, drugs as a coping mechanism and as a shelter, let's say, as we discussed in the bonus chapter, or in the bonus for chapter 4. And how we can move once again from the what if positive, from the what if negative to the what if positive. So mostly we should stop asking what if something is wrong with me, and start seeing what road are we on, right? What road are you on? Choose wisely and keep your priorities straight. Don't let your circumstances cloud your mind. As you evolve, you will notice the difference between the two roads. And the thing is that the what if positive says, what if you get, I will start with the negative. The what if negative says, what if I get even for what they did to me? What if I drink to forget? What if I try those drugs to escape reality? What if I live in the moment while ignoring the consequences? What if I settle for less than I deserve? What if I accept a low-level mindset, which says that I can't do more than I already have or be more than I already am? What if I only hang out with low-quality people? And in the end, what if I indulge in self-pity? So these are all the what if negative versions. And maybe you can say to yourself, like, I never did that. I never asked myself those what ifs. But the thing is that we're not doing it consciously. It's not like we are like, we have this what if mindset built in inside of us. Most times it sounds like, oh, okay, or one more party, so whatever, let's do it. Or it can sound like, I don't have an alcohol problem. I can leave those drugs whenever I want. I'm not addicted to them. But the thing is that you never tried to leave those drugs, or you never tried to even stop drinking coffee. Guilty in charge. You never stopped to try you never tried to stop drinking coffee or stop doing drugs or try to stop whatever negative coping mechanism you have. So then you're like, okay, but I don't have a problem. Yeah, well, you don't have a problem because you never took the candy away from yourself to see how desperate you are without it, you know? Okay, so that's the what if negative. Now, the what if negative, even if I haven't mentioned it here, can also focus on behaviors. Like, what if I scream to other people to release pain or to release that tension I have inside? Or what if I don't know, keep telling my friend, partner, husband, whatever, to stop doing that one thing, and you will find yourself never shutting down, and you don't know why they are tired and irritated, because your coping mechanism is to insist on a certain topic, believing that that way you will find a solution, or you will make him change, which is impossible to make someone change by telling them to change. You know, the paradox there, and so it can manifest in different ways. This what if negative, but let's look on the what if positive. So keep this in mind. What is it that you postpone in your life? Is there anything you postpone, like a discussion with a friend, going back to school, restarting a project, doing something with your life, with your skill sets, let's say, and your artistic side and practical ability side. Side doesn't come out right. Okay. So what if positive? What if you get a better job than the one you have now? Or what if you go back to college? What if you finish your studies? What if you get a great job? What if you get to travel more? What if you get to meet great people, perhaps a better man or a woman? What if you quit smoking? Or what if you follow your dreams? What if you look at yourself in the mirror and ask whether you could do something to make your life better instead of waiting for some savior to appear and do it for you? So the fact is that when we engage in certain drugs or things that are bad for us and for our health, we are maybe unconsciously doing them because we believe someone will come and save us. But what all people that went through a healing process would tell you, and what I'm telling you also, is that absolutely no one comes to save you. No one, not your parents, not your partner, not your best friends, not your colleagues, your co-workers, the garbage man, the guy that delivers pizza won't tell you, I won't deliver pizza to your address anymore because you're not supposed to eat it. They won't do that, okay? Because that's not their part. In our lives, the part of saving us is comes to ourselves. It's all about what we need to do for us. And you can argue and say, yeah, well, I didn't put myself there in that situation. Well, maybe you didn't. Maybe other people triggered some emotions in you. Maybe that's the only coping mechanism that you found at the moment. But the problem is not that you went there as a coping mechanism, whatever your go-to, let's say, harbor or safe place might be. The problem is that you stayed there, and you stayed there for too long without pulling yourself back together and putting yourself on the right track. Okay, so that's the bottom line, that no one comes to save you. You have to look in the mirror, save yourself, and say to yourself, what can I do for me today that would make my life better? What's the meaning of all this? How can I find the meaning of my suffering? What's the lesson? What do I keep repeating that I still get back into the same situation over and over again? And I know these are already cliches maybe, or you're saying, okay, so I'm doing this, but it doesn't work, I keep going back. Okay, let's see, why do you keep going back to those things, to those bad things that are not healthy for you? Okay, and usually there's an emotional cause there, something you didn't heal or you didn't process yet. Okay, but it's not impossible. So in the end of chapter 5, I'm saying here, carpe diem never implies that you should simply live in the moment, forgetting the rest. It means that one should learn to appreciate every moment in life as a gift without losing perspective. Okay, so as I'm going back to something that Simon Sinek said, And I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. If not, I'm terribly sorry. So the problem is not that you drink. The problem is that you drink too much. The problem is not that you gamble or you drugs. That's a different story. But the problem is not that you do these things. The problem is that you do them too much and you do them for too long, and you let them sabotage your life. You know, that's the core problem, and that you think that I'm drinking just one glass, it's just one drug, it's just one cake, it's just one 1 hour, one night on Netflix or whatever. Okay, but that one night becomes 3 or becomes 1 week or becomes more. And each time you do that or you go there, you see it as one time. But that one time becomes one too many times, you know? That's the main issue, and it keeps you in an unhealthy, unproductive mindset, stuck in your emotion, in your feeling, that you never get out of that state again. And you know, I was also thinking about this other aspect, that sometimes like we don't even want to release pain or to release that suffering. We kind of cling to it. We hang on to it so much that it keeps us stuck there. And I'm saying this because we all listen to music and we stop at a certain song and we keep repeating it and we listen to it on and on and on. And sometimes that one song and that one movie or that one thing that we keep repeating actually keeps us stuck in a certain state of mind and in a certain emotion that keeps us from not doing things. You know, we just stay for hours and listen to one song or watching certain movies or doing certain things, and it's actually feeding the emotion and the pain instead of releasing it. What releases pain is going to towards a form of art, a form of ability, of creativeness, in creativity, that leads to a result, gives fruit, right? It makes us productive. When we look back at the time we spend doing that thing, 1 hour, 2 hours a day or more, we're like, okay, so this is my result. I made half a puzzle. I finished reading a book. I don't know. I feel more energized because I went running. I feel more hope because I prayed. Whatever that might be, what you are doing. Okay, it's all about moving out of that state of being, of that state of mind, that feeling, and not staying stuck in it. Okay, so that's the whole point of what if. Positive, making us move forward from and get out of the what if negative. Moving forward, we have here the concept of beauty and the main stage. And I'm talking about the attitude, cause and effect, and the ABC model, which comes again from cognitive behavioral therapy. And the A stands for affective component. For example, it refers to a personal feeling or emotion, or to a person's feelings or emotions towards something. For example, I am scared of speaking in public. And then the family individual is taught to search and discover their irrational beliefs, fact which leads us to the point B, which stands for behavioral cognitive component. And that means that once they discover their irrational belief, it's easy to understand how they are connected with the attitude one has, and how that attitude built on irrational beliefs influences the way a person acts and behaves. For example, I will avoid every chance of speaking in public. So if your affective component refers to fear of speaking in public or fear of doing something, the behavior will be avoiding every chance of speaking in public or every chance of confronting that situation, whether it's a discussion with a friend, assuming you have a problem of certain type, certain sort, or restarting that project or so on. And this avoidance and the fact of avoiding leads us to point C, which stands for the cognitive component, and it interferes with a person's knowledge of belief system. For example, I believe exposing yourself in public is dangerous, therefore I will stay away from everything that makes me feel uncomfortable, way in which I will fall into my own trap and stop my personal growth. So if the fear is I don't know, speaking in public or talking, having a discussion with a friend or whatever the fear may be, the behavior is avoiding the context that puts us into that situation of doing that thing. And then, last but not least, because we believe that that situation is dangerous, speaking in public, discussing with a friend, and we avoid it, that somehow makes us stay away from everything that helps us evolve from that state. So it makes us avoid each type of possible progress, because that's also the paradox in this, is that we think that if we fear something and stay away from it, we'll be safe and we'll be okay with that. But actually confronting that situation will heal us and will help us move forward, and avoiding it will keep us stuck in the problem. I don't know if this makes sense for you, but I would appreciate if you leave me some comments regarding this aspect. What helps you more, avoid or confront? Okay, so yeah, so that's the main aspect of chapter 5 and 6. Then I think I can also mention a little bit about chapter 7. Chapter 7 is about the difference between passive communication and stupidity. And I'm saying here that stupidity isn't a fortunate word, but if you really have to use it, then use it for objects, not people. People are not stupid; they are more likely to be on a different mindset that you are, unaware of their own self, avoiding conflict or ignoring bullshit. And to understand the person in front of you, instead of mocking their behavior, it would be better if you tried adapting your rhythm and energy to theirs. Don't rush or put any pressure on this kind of person if you care about them. Trying to get them suddenly out of their rhythm will only increase their level of chaos. So the thing is that when someone is stuck, right, when we are stuck in a certain mindset or in a certain way of being or doing things, people that push us to do more only kind of do us more harm. And I remember I did this and I made this mistake with someone because someone made that mistake with me a long time ago, and I wasn't aware of this, and I pushed this person to come with me on a ride on a roller coaster when they didn't want that, they didn't feel okay with that, and it triggered a lot of things in them, and I wasn't aware of that, to be honest. I didn't understand that back then, that it was wrong. But the thing is that when someone pushes us, and this is the thing that therapists know very well, when you push a client or when you push someone beyond their limit, it's like a trauma. It's reactivating their trauma, actually. So it's a lot of patience is needed with someone to help them regulate their emotions, or with ourselves even. we have to push ourselves, but softly. You know, when you are trying to make a change, don't jump from the bridge into in the middle of the lake, to put it like that. Just take it slow, take it one step at a time. Take it. Be patient with yourself. Okay, maybe today you did only a quarter of a puzzle, then tomorrow you do a half, then the other day you do a little bit more, and so on. Baby steps is the key to success, let's say, to any form of success, and not jumping all together entirely in a certain situation, because you cannot shift a 30-year-old habit, let's say, or a way of doing things into 3 days or 1 day or 1 week. Okay, so it's a process. This word should stay with us forever during our whole life, that everything is a process. Okay, we cannot change things overnight. Whatever feels like being changed overnight, it's actually the moment that clicked something, the moment that process, that entire process that you went through for years, let's say in therapy, for example, clicked, something clicked within you, and you had like, okay, so this veil was taken away from my eyes, and now you can move a little bit forward in life or in that healing process. It's like a click, but that click that seems to have arrived overnight actually arrived after, let's say, 2, 3 years, 5 years or more of doing the inner work. Okay, so what you can do here, or what you have to understand here, even either if you're in the process, or if you're you know someone that is facing certain things, is that even if it may or may not have a medical origin, passiveness as in reflection can be a powerful and useful weapon, providing you with the opportunity to observe, understand the whole picture of the situation, and act without overreacting. So when you think that someone is passive, what we call passive, like they are not doing anything, actually they see things, but they don't have the power to react, or they don't, or maybe they don't want to react if they are in a healing process, because they explain themselves what's happening externally, why that person did that, and how what kind of personality that person is, and what triggered them to act in that certain way. And if we react to certain things, or what that person did wouldn't be healthy, so then you choose to better understand and like observe it, even use those basic verbs like I imagine, I observe, I understand, and I see. Okay, so there are 4 verbs, and you can find these persons like being like, okay, I observe that you did this and this, and this is my take on the situation. You don't react, but you act with assertiveness, and you observe, you notice verbally, even you can specify what that person said or did, and that's how you practice observation. You understand the whole picture of the situation, and you act without overreacting. And this basically covers, or not really covers, how should I say, defines the rest theory, which comes from the dialectical behavior therapy, and means to relax, evaluate, set an intention, and take action. Okay, so in general, even if it's with people or whatever situation we have in our life, we should just take or remind ourselves of that cup of tea or coffee or whatever was that. Sit down, relax, observe, evaluate the situation, what happened, not what happened to us, what actually happened, what's the situation when you put it like A plus B equals C. Set an intention, okay, how can we fix that? Is it fixable? What's healthy to do in this moment? And then take action based on that, okay? So finally here at chapter 7 is that the main reason why people stay in their comfort zone isn't the fear of failure, but for the fear of rejection or reaction, right? For the fear of what other people think, what would they say, how can we manage this situation, how can we manage ourselves in this situation, and so on. So because there are two sides, those who judge and say, oh, that's stupid, that's too passive, that's, I don't know, and those who feel that they are judged that way, and it entertains and maintains their passiveness, unfortunately. Okay, so we should, like, both sides should leave their comfort zones. Once those that tend to judge, to think that, okay, let me observe this person more, okay, and those that tend to be passive, to have the courage to be more assertive and mention properly what they noticed and how they feel about the situation. Okay. Okay, I will end this video here. Don't forget to grab your copy of the book, The Purpose of Life and the A.D.A.T Theory. As I already told you, you can find the links in the description. You can find the link on Amazon for the paperback version and also for the Kindle version. They are a little bit less than a copy at the price, special offer. And see you soon. And I hope you gain a lot of comfort and a lot of value from what I do, because it took a while until I pushed myself to do these videos, because I mainly did videos in Romanian so far. And stay tuned for more videos for the next and final chapter of the book. And stay safe, stay healthy, and stay productive. Bye.